A long, long tradition of progressivism, diversity, tolerance, and openness here in University City. Many of those buried here helped make this community the welcoming places on each planet. It is my hope that together we can speak forcefully against the rhetoric being heard in our community and around the country that somehow would lead some people to believe that this type of destruction in this holy place would in any way be acceptable in this community. Our thoughts are with the families of those who are buried here. We stand ready to help put to right this wrong as best we can and to make our disgust at what has happened here clear so everyone knows that we cannot and will not tolerate this happening again. Thank you. I would like to welcome Missouri Governor Eric Greitens and thank him personally and on behalf of our University City community and this larger community for the work he's done to make today happen. Governor?
Guys, this is a really beautiful moment for all of us to reflect on. And it's in times of trial where communities prove themselves. And what happened here in this terrible act of vandalism caused a lot of pain for a lot of families. What you've demonstrated by your commitment and by your service is that on the other side of that pain, we emerge wiser, knowing that we have so many people who we can call on and can count on. On the other side of suffering, what we see is that there's tremendous strength. All of these people, all of us who come together to serve together in shared service. And, you know, one of the things that was so powerful for me, my experience, when we put out this call to action, and I reached out to the Archbishop, and he said, I stand with you. And I reached out to Baptist leaders and to Protestant leaders, and they said, I stand with you. I reached out to the imams here in St. Louis. They said, I stand with you. We reached out to people of all faiths, and look, everyone came together to make this place better and more beautiful. Yeah. And we here in Missouri can show the world that in the face of this kind of vile act, we can come together through acts of beauty and love and service and demonstrate what we're capable of. And I'll tell you, just earlier today, as many of you know, I was with the Vice President. And he said, and the Vice President said, I am so impressed by the people of Missouri. Said, I am so impressed by how the people of Missouri are responding to this. He said, would you mind if I came out and just volunteered a little bit myself? And he came out and he joined us because of the example that you're setting. And as many of you know, I'm Jewish. In Judaism, we have a concept called tikkun olam. And the basic idea of tikkun olam translates as repair the world. And the basic idea is that all of us, every one of us, has an obligation in our own lives to find a way to make the world better. Every one of us in our own lives has an obligation to find a way to be of service. And what we've done here has been a tremendous act of repair. And I'm so proud of all of you who have come out to join us. And you know, one of my favorite prayers is just when we ask God to make us masters of ourselves so that we might be servants of others. All of you have come together today to be servants of others. And I'm proud today to serve by your side. Thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Wow, now I know what the others were speaking about. I can see the size of the crowd. It's a beautiful thing. a beautiful thing to see so many people coming together and saying, this shall not stand. Saying that love will win out over hate, peace will win out over anger, goodness will triumph over evil. I'm Deacon Carl Summer. I'm here representing Archbishop Carlson for the Archdiocese of St. Louis. And I wish to say to you that the Catholic community of St. Louis strongly condemns this act of vandalism against the sacred grounds of this cemetery. We stand with our Jewish friends and neighbors in your time of sadness, fear, and uncertainty. The Second Vatican Council document, the Declaration on Non-Christian Religions, states, the Church, mindful of the patrimony she shares with the Jews, decries hatred, persecution, displays of anti-Semitism directed against Jews at any time and by anyone. And the Archdiocese of St. Louis stands by these words and will be with you every step of the way. And we ask all persons of goodwill to unite against all forms of violence and intimidation against members of any religious, racial, or ethnic group. For our part, we pledge to work ceaselessly to ensure that the St. Louis community becomes a model of respect and mutual kindness for peoples of all religions, races, and ethnicities. Thank you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for your goodness. God bless you all.
Good afternoon. My name is Imam Mufti Asif Umar. I am the Imam of the Islamic Foundation of Greater St. Louis in Baldwin, Missouri. Today, we stand in solidarity with our Jewish friends. We wholeheartedly condemn these despicable acts of vandalism, along with the numerous threats made against Jewish community centers across America. We believe these acts of hate are not only an attack against the Jewish community, but an attack on all of us and the values we hold as peoples of faith and as Americans. No faith group deserves to go through this. While many families who have loved ones buried in this historic cemetery are suffering and grieving, we also see signs of hope and encouragement with this gathering. Just as we saw members of various faith groups sending messages of love to the Muslim community recently, including an example in Texas, where a synagogue was opened for Muslims to use for prayer after their mosque was torched. We see the same loving gestures towards the Jewish community here today. I am extremely proud of the Muslim community, both locally as well as nationally, who swiftly stepped up to voice their concerns, and those who began an online effort to raise money for the damages with a goal of $20,000, which was raised in under 2 hours. As of now, the amount has more than quadrupled and stands at over $90,000. We are encouraged to see the love, hope, and support here for our Jewish friends, and we hope our relations as an interfaith community continue to grow so we develop tolerance, peace, and unity in society. Thank you very much.
My name is Moshe Shulman, the rabbi of the Young Yisrael of St. Louis. And I was asked to do Ori a favor. So you're all going to pose for a selfie. Because this truly is a sight. That's okay. That's okay. We're going to do this. Everybody, stay right where you are and don't move. Honorable Eric Reitens, Governor of Missouri, Honorable Shelley Welsh, Mayor of the City of University City, Deacon Carl Summer, member of the Ecumenical and Interreligious Commission of the Archdiocese of St. Louis, Mufti Asif Amar, Imam of the Islamic Foundation of Greater St. Louis, members of the community clergy, distinguished rabbis and fellow members of the Jewish clergy, dear friends. The Jewish people stood at Mount Sinai to receive the Torah 3,500 years ago. Our tradition teaches that we stood Ish Echad B'Lev Echad, as one people, with one heart. We stand that way today, as one people, with one heart, with all of you, with a unified voice that says there is no room in our community for bigotry, hatred, or anti-Semitism, violence of any kind, and especially not against the most vulnerable and defenseless, those who rest peacefully for eternity. Standing here, as we look out at the desecration of this holy place, we were reminded of another time, a much darker time, when hatred was tolerated and violence against Jews was encouraged, and cemeteries were often the first targets. But today we see great love, unity, and strength. In our tradition, a cemetery is called an Atra Kadisha, a holy place. It's holy because countless Jewish men and women are buried there. It's holy because the body returns to the dust as it was, but the soul, the spark of the divine that lives inside us, returns to God who gave it. V'yashov ve'afar al haaretz k'shehaya, ve'aruach tashuv el Elohim asher netana. And it is holy because Jews pray there. The cemetery is also a place of peace. When laying a loved one to rest, we declare, El Mekomo or El Mekoma Yavo B'Shalom, may he or she come to their final resting place in peace. We say in our memorial prayers, at every memorial service, at Yizkor, at a funeral, V'yanuchu b'shalom al mishkavo, may they rest peacefully and eternally under the sheltering wings of the Almighty. And the desecration of a Jewish cemetery is a violation against the holiness and the soul of our people, and the peacefulness of these souls who rest here, and the peace of our community. And in the face of such a desecration, we will not be silent. I want to thank my colleagues from other faith communities for standing with us today. We stand together as one community because they believe, as we do, that an attack against the Jewish people, against the Jewish community, is an attack against freedom for all. They believe, as we do, that an attack against the innocent and the defenseless who rest peacefully in this holy place is an attack against innocence and defenseless everywhere. And it will not be tolerated, it will not be dismissed without protest and without response. I want to applaud the leadership of our elected officials for mobilizing quickly, for taking decisive and demonstrative action in an effort to say no to bigotry, to hatred, to violence, to targeting against innocents because of their faith in life or in death. And I want to thank and applaud the community leadership for recognizing that we need to stand together at this time, and that what unites us is far greater than what divides us. As the schools were coming in, the head of school of one of the day schools in the community that came here to help and volunteer made the comment to the students that the name of this cemetery is called Chesed Shel Emeth. Chesed Shel Emeth means kindness of truth, kindness that one does for one another without expectation of repayment, but only out of love and devotion. And that's what we have done here today, kindness of truth, Chesed Shel Emeth. Thank you. To conclude, I would like to ask you all to join me in a declaration of 4 words, 4 Hebrew words. And I'll get you to repeat after me so that those of you who are not fluent in Hebrew will be able to join us. These 4 words are a statement and a commitment that once again these souls shall rest peacefully. And that once again their families and loved ones shall be comforted. And that once again we as a community shall know holiness and sanctity. V'yanuchu b'shalom al mishkavotehem. May they rest in peace for all eternity. Thank you.
I'm not going to actually get all the way up because I'm just going to jump in. We're very honored to have an addition to our program today. So we're going to just interrupt what you might be seeing on paper, but we're just delighted to have joining us today Congressman Lacey Clay, Congressman from St. Louis.
I'm so honored to be here. This is also my neighborhood. I live on the other side of the cemetery. So when I heard about the destruction, the example of hate, it upset me like it upset most of you. And so I came here today to show my solidarity with the Jewish community. And I look around and I see the people assembled here are a symbol of love. And I think Dr. King said it best when he said darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only the light can do that. And hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. And this is what I call love. Let me thank all of you for being here today. We will not let hateful acts stop us in our journey to show what love is really all about. So thank you and God bless you all.
Everybody's been astonished. It's amazing. I'm Brigida Rosenberg, Rabbi at United Hebrew Congregation here in St. Louis. And again, I want to reiterate my thanks for all of you who have come out here from the greater St. Louis community. We have people I know who came in from out of town. There are even colleagues here, rabbis who came from out of town because their family is here in this cemetery. And we've come to our portion now where we are here. Not only have we worked together, but now we are going to pray together. So if you are lucky and you have one of the programs, we turn inside now to a prayer for healing. And this is a prayer for healing that was adapted from a prayer written by Rabbi Seth Goldstein. And if you have this, please join in reading and reciting with me. Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, our God and God of our ancestors. Destruction has been visited upon our community. Our sacred space has been violated. The motivation we do not yet know, and we feel vulnerable, afraid, angry, and broken. God and God of our ancestors, we pray to you. May strength come from our vulnerability so we can support one another and receive the support of others with gratitude and humility. May compassion come from our fear so we do not act from that fear, and we can pursue justice, not revenge, peace, not violence. May wisdom come from our anger so we are able to see that the destruction of the sacred space affects and offends not just our community, and let that guide our hearts to join together with those of all faiths to fight senseless hate and destruction in our world. And may healing come from our brokenness so we are able to rise from this challenge with renewed life, commitment, and connection. God and God of our ancestors, in light of this act of destruction and desecration, we maintain our commitment to Tikkun Olam, repair of the world, and to living each day B'Tselem Elohim, in the image of God, thereby pursuing righteousness and compassion, justice and mercy, peace and understanding, love and friendship. May you frustrate those who seek to do harm, and uphold those who seek to do good. May the shelter of your peace spread over us and over all who dwell on earth. And let us say, Amen.
There we go. It is a beautiful sight. I'm Rabbi Noah Arno. I'm the rabbi, one of the rabbis of Kol Rina Synagogue, just down Hanley Road. Don't cheer for me. Don't cheer for my congregation. Cheer for everybody who's here.
No.
I'm going to chant now in Hebrew, Psalm 23, and then I'll ask you to read it together with me. Lizmor David, Adonai Roi, Lo Echzor, Binot Deshe, Arbitzayni, Al Mei Menucha, V'Nahalei, Nafshi Shahovei, Yancheini, V'Maglei Tzedek, V'Man Shemo, Gam Ki Eilech, V'Gei Tzalem Havet, Lo Yirara Ki Ato Imadi, Shivtecha U'Mishantecha, Hema Yenachamuni, Tarach Levana Yeshlecha, Neged Tzorai, Nishanta Vashem En Roshi, Kosir Vaya, Achtov Vachesed Yirefuni, Kol Yemei Chayai, Veshavti B'Beit Adonai, Leorech Gami. Let's read together. The Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Thank you.
I am Elizabeth Hirsch. I'm the rabbi at Temple Emmanuel. The words of the Kaddish bring comfort us. They comfort us as we stand side by side in grief and hope, in love and in peace. As we speak these words today, may the souls of those who came before us, those who are resting here at this holy place, find peace, especially at this time. We join together in these sacred words of praise and blessing. Yitgadal, Yitgadal, Shem Yitgadal, V'yamad Yivach V'yitei V'yamith Malchutei, L'chayimon V'yomecha V'chayei L'chol Beit Yisrael, V'agalah Yizman Kariv V'yimur Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Nevorach L'olam Omei Omayim. Yitvarach V'yishtabach V'yita'ar V'yitloman V'yikaseh. V'yitadar V'yitalet V'yitalah Shemei Kedusha Baruch Ve'ela Minko Birchata V'shirata Tishbachata V'nechemata Danuran V'yallah V'yimur Amen. Yehei Shlomo Rabba Mein Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimur Amen. Osei Shalom B'mamah Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimur Amen. May God grant peace to those who mourn. May God bring comfort to all of us, to this sacred community. Together we say, Amen.
Thank you again for coming out. We're just so honored by all of you, and you got to see just a taste of some of the leaders who have joined us, but I want to acknowledge we have so many others of you with us. Ethel Bindum, who's here from County Executive Steve Stanger's office, David Mel from the Interfaith Partnership, so many of the leaders of our Jewish community, from AJC, from NCJW, from ADL, and all of you who are coming from all across faith traditions, backgrounds, geographic regions, every corner that you could come from. Thank you for taking the time today. Thank you for joining us in prayer, and thank you for these hopes for peace. Out of respect for the cemetery staff and their time, I know this is going to be challenging, but we're going to try not to keep the doors open any longer than we have to. They're working overtime to enable us to be here, and so we're going to ask as easily as possible. We're now going to leave this space, though knowing that we're leaving it not only a little bit cleaner than we found it, but also a little bit more love, maybe a little bit more holiness, now that all of you have added your touch to it. So thank you so much.